Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a spin-off. So I've seen everybody doing videos. I think they started with Nikki Blackketter and Whitney Simmons. They did it first with their age and how many things they've learned within the years that they've been alive. So for me, I thought that I would do it a little bit differently, and I would do, instead of 27 things that I've learned in 27 years, I wanted to do 14 things that I've learned and 13 things that I still need to learn / I'm working on, kind of flaws in my personality, if you will, because I'm aware of them. It's just hard to work on them, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm just gonna kind of go through. I have them all written down on a piece of paper, which is taped to my tripod, so you might see me like looking down. That's why I'm looking down, just making sure that I have all of them kind of there. So yeah, so if you guys want to hear the 14 things that I've learned and 13 things that I need to learn, then let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so first things first, I want to go with the 14 things that I've learned, and then I'll go into the 13 things that I still am like working on. So the number one thing that I've learned is everything takes time. So, you know, you can't expect things to just happen overnight and happen with the snap of a finger. Everything takes time, it takes effort. So that is just one of the things that I've really learned. You know, success takes time. Everything in your life, it takes time. Nothing happens immediately. Number two, something that I've kind of learned is to expect nothing. So by this I mean, you know, expect nothing in return, expect, you know, nothing when you're going into something. So if you're going in for an interview, expect nothing, hope for the best, and then you won't be let down, you know. So it's kind of like a barrier so that you're not let down on things, if that makes sense. Number three is, I believe that trust is earned, it's not gained. Like it's not immediately given to you. Like you have to earn my trust. I have to be able to trust you as a person, trust you as a friend, see like what my barrier is with you, because I do have some friends that I trust and I have some friends that I don't, you know. So I believe that trust is earned. It's not just given to you, if that makes sense. Number four is everyone will hurt you. I don't mean this in a negative way. It's just gonna happen, you know. I'm not saying they're gonna hurt you as in like the worst way possible, but everybody is going to hurt you at some point in your life. You know, you're gonna be disappointed by them, you're gonna be upset with them. Everybody's not perfect. And so something that I've learned is just that everybody's gonna upset you or disappoint you at one point in your life. Nobody's perfect, and that's okay. Like if somebody hurts you, you know, you forgive them and you move on. Like it is what it is. Number five is giving, and this is kind of one teeter-totters between the two, because I'm still learning to be a giving person, and I've learned to be a giving person. Like, and by that I know it kind of sounds a little bit weird, but I've learned to be a giving person because of the way that I was raised, you know. Like I give and I expect nothing in return. Like at Christmas time, that's my jam. That's my mom's jam too. Like I will give and I will give and I will give and I will expect nothing in return. But that's, you know, how it should be. But, you know, something that I'm learning too is to give to those that you might not be fond of. So somebody that you might not like, or giving and doing something that you might not particularly like to do. Giving in that sense, not just giving because you want to and you feel good with it, but maybe giving because you don't want to and you don't need to. I know that some of these probably don't really make a lot of sense, but I'm trying to make the best sense of them as I could, because I spent a lot of time figuring out things that I've learned and things that I need to work on. Number six is listening, and this is also one of those things that kind of teeter-totters between, because I feel like we can always work on our listening skills, you know. But I've learned the importance of it, and you know, it's something more that I struggle with in my personal life than I do in like my business work life. I'm really good at it with my work life. I kind of still struggle with my personal life. But yeah, it's something that I definitely still try and work on, is to listen and to ensure that you're listening to everything that somebody's saying. You're not listening to just half of what they're saying or tuning out, which is something that I struggle with in my personal life still. Like, I tune it out or I jump the gun, like those kind of things. Number 7 is caring, and this is something that I still work on, and I don't mean it as like caring, how do I put this? Not like I'm not a caring person, it's caring about things that maybe don't interest you. So something that really interests somebody else but doesn't interest you, caring about those things and appreciating those things and kind of trying to find the balance within that. You know, you're not going to love everything that everybody in your life loves, but you at least need to care to hear about them. So that's something that I've tried to learn, if you will. Number 8 is I am learned how much of a vulnerable person I am. So I'm somebody that is sensitive. I'm somebody that can take things the wrong way very easily. It's something that I try not to do, but I still end up doing because I've learned that something that I am as a person is I'm just kind of like a sensitive person who will take things the wrong way or overreact or just kind of be in a very vulnerable state of mind most of the time. So I try to kind of let things go more than I should. It's still a work in progress. A lot of the things in 14 I've learned, as in I'm aware of them, but I'm still working on them, if that makes sense. Number 9 is cussing. I cuss a lot. So I've learned that I literally cuss far too much, but it's a bad habit to break, you know? Like, I'm able to do it here and I'm able to do it at work, but when it's like home life, forget about it. Number 10, something that I am slowly, like at a snail's pace, learning is communication. So communication is a huge thing, and it's something that is a huge thing in everyday life, day to day, every minute of your life. It's communication. The tone that you have, what you're saying, how you're saying it, everything. It's such an important factor, and it's something that I struggle with myself, especially in my tone. I'm somebody who gets easily annoyed, easily aggravated. So yeah, that's something that I have learned, and I feel like I'll just continue learning it as I get older. So yeah. Number 11 is things happen. Just things happen. And you know, just sometimes things happen, and that's just life. You gotta roll with the punches sometimes. Number 12 is I've learned that I have a really good drive, and I can strive really, really high. I strive higher than I think is possible in my life. You know, here with YouTube, I currently have 175 subscribers. I never thought that I would get there, so thank you guys for that. You know, I always reach beyond my means. I'm not afraid to do that. And that's just something that I've learned a lot in my life, is I strive very hard and I achieve and succeed very well for the age that I am. And I think it's because, you know, I always strive for what's next, what's bigger, what's up next. How am I gonna succeed higher than I am right now? That's always like my next goal. Number 13 is, it is something that I have learned primarily probably in the last year mainly, is that life is not always sunshine and rainbows. You know, we have social media and all of these people making a perfect picture of their lives, and, you know, even celebrities painting a perfect picture of their life and making it seem like everything is fantastic and their relationship is perfect and nothing ever goes wrong. That's not real life. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. We all have our own struggles that we're dealing with personally. And I feel like that's something that, you know, I've had to learn because I've always compared myself to other people, especially in relationships, and nobody's relationship is perfect. Everybody has arguments, everybody fights, everybody has issues. Like every couple has their own issue, and the ones that are out there making it seem perfect, you know, good for them, but you know, everybody has their own issues and their own struggles, so it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Number 14 is fear. You know, I fear a lot of things. I'm somebody who worries a lot about the unknown. I don't like the unknown. It's just something that I don't like. I always like to know what's happening and what's next, and the unknown and the fear of the unknown in my life is what scares me the most, and so I'm trying to deal with that. And with the fear, it takes me into the first thing that I need to learn in my life, and that I'm currently, you know, trying to learn, especially in the last probably like 6 months, is that you can't control everything. And I'm a control freak. Like, I have to control every aspect of my life. It's not a good thing. It can be in some ways and it's not in others, but I'm a very big like control person. So learning that you can't control everything and you can't control every outcome of everything is a very huge thing for me. Number 2, anybody in my life will be the first to tell you that I am the most impatient person in the world. I have no patience. None. I have none. I have none. And so that's something that I'm continually trying to work on, is patience and taking a deep breath and calming down and just being patient with things, because I am not at all, and I'll be the first one to admit that I am not patient. Number 3 kind of goes back with communication. My tone. You know, I'm one of those people that you can read like the cover of a book. If something's annoying me or you're pissing me off or you're aggravating me, you're gonna see it in my face. I don't need to tell you. You're just gonna see it. And sometimes when those things happen, the tone in my voice, I might not mean to come across a certain way, but I do. So I don't mean to come off negatively. I don't mean to come off mean. I don't mean to come off rude. I just do. I guess instead of resting bitch face, you can call it resting bitch tone. I don't know. So I try to work on my tone a lot and figuring out better ways to say things. That's something that I'm trying to work on. Number 4 is letting go of things. So not that I hold on to things per se, but just letting things go that are out of my control. You know, it kind of goes with you can't control everything, just letting it go. I can't control this. It's out of my hands. I need to put it into God's hands, and I just need to let it go. So number 5 is not holding things in. So sometimes I don't want to start an argument or a fight, or I don't want to bother somebody, so I'll just hold in what's bothering me, and that's not the way to go about it at all. It just makes things worse. It makes the situation worse. It makes you worse as a person, because then you start to stress out and you start to freak out. You start to be upset. So I try not to hold things in. So that is something that I'm working on. Number 6 is wanting things now. So I am a very impulsive person. Not in everything in my life, but a lot of things. Like my fiance and I are very much alike in this sense, is when we figure out and we've set our mind to the fact that we want something, we want it now. Like, we don't want to wait, which is gonna change very soon, but you know, we don't like to wait. We want something, we know we want it, we're not gonna change our mind, and we want it now. Why wait for it? So that is something that I'm currently working on. Number 7 is empathy. So I can be kind of a hard person sometimes and not have a lot of empathy for people, and I don't mean it in like a negative way. I don't mean to be that way, but I think it's just, you know, I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and so it takes a lot for me to feel empathetic towards somebody. So I try and work on that a little bit more, to have empathy for somebody who's going through something, not, so that's just something that I try and work on, or I've been trying and working on. And with that comes compassion, because for the same reason, I lack compassion in my life a little bit, so I'm not always the most compassionate person. I could definitely be more, and so I'm trying to work on that as well. Number 9 is, although I've worked on my communication, like I said in number 10, on the things that I've learned, number 9, I put it as communication, because we can all work on communication. We can always improve on communication, how we talk to people, how we sound. Communication is one of the hardest things, I think, in life, because nobody communicates the same way. No two people communicate the same way. And I think it's learning that the way that you communicate and the way that other people communicate, and how those go together, and how, the different communication styles that people may have, and something might seem rude to you but not to them, and it's just the way that they're communicating it. So I try. It's a very hard thing to learn and to continue learning, is communication, but I feel like it's something that needs to happen for everybody, because I think, the number one failure in relationships, and I'm not talking about just like husband and wife, but workplace relationships, personal relationships, any type of relationship, I feel like the number one reason it fails is because of communication. So it's definitely something I try and work on. Number 10 is kind of like expecting nothing but different. It's having no expectation. So I try a lot in the things that I'm doing to have no expectation. And I think that that's where it helps me kind of strive to where, in certain things in my life, where I want to be. Because like for YouTube, I have no expectation for it. I would love for it to succeed, but I have no expectation. And I feel like in my mind, that's better for me, because if I have an expectation of I want to have 200 subscribers by next week, it's just going to stress me out. So I have no expectation for it. If I gain 200 subscribers next week, awesome. If I, get partnered this year, awesome. But I'm just not having an expectation with it, because I just want to have fun with YouTube, and I want to share my life, and I want to share my knowledge, and I want to share me on the internet. Some people might think that's weird, but I just want to make an impact to people. So I try and have no expectation for it, and I feel like that helps me. So number 11 is, so I'm trying to learn to fight my feelings, in the sense of like trying to figure out, in anything in life, when you have a feeling about something, or you feel a certain type of way about something, you have to pick your battles. And that's something that I've learned very much so in the last year to 2 years. You have to pick your battles. I'm in no way perfect about that. I try to be as best I can, but nobody's perfect. So, by fighting my feelings, I kind of mean like pick my battles. And, something that might be bothering me, I'm not saying that I should let it go, but is it really necessary to, maybe make a certain comment or state something that maybe would just better left be unsaid. So that is something that I'm trying to work on. Number 12, growing up. I'm trying to work on growing up, because the expectation of you and your life, I have my immature, childish moments. I think we all do. And so, just bettering myself with growing up. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Number 13, and the last and final one, is adulting. Ugh. You gotta be a responsible adult, and I feel like sometimes that takes a little bit of work. Because you gotta be responsible, you gotta pay the bills, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So adulting. Being the bigger person. A lot of things. go into that category. But yeah, so I just really wanted to like kind of open myself up, if you will, to you guys, because you know, I'm sure some of that was kind of deep, but you know, I feel like it's 14 things that I've learned and 13 things that I can work on, and that list I feel like is never ending. I'm never gonna have something that I can work on. In my job, every year we have to give, like, at our year reviews, we have to give things that we're gonna be working on, and I feel like I love that because nobody is perfect and everybody needs something to work on. So I love that because nobody's perfect. Everybody has something that they need to work on, and that's life. You know, you can always improve yourself in another way. I try to improve myself. Doesn't always work, but you know, you try, and that's what counts, is at least you're trying. So yeah, that is really all that I have for this video. It's just kind of very laid back. I am gonna do a makeup look on the look that I have today. It literally takes me like under 5 minutes. It's my no makeup look. Literally, I have concealer and some setting powder and mascara and bronzer and highlight, and that's it. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And also don't forget to hit the bell for future notifications. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.